The snow fell softly on Christmas Eve, dusting the streets of Boston with white. Sarah Mitchell stood at the bus stop on Commonwealth Avenue, her worn coat pulled tight against the December cold. Her breath made small clouds in the frozen air. She had just left her shift at the diner, her feet aching, her hands still smelling faintly of dish soap and coffee. In her pocket, she felt the familiar shape of a single bill, $10. It was all she had left until her paycheck came after the holidays. She had already decided how to spend it. $5 for the bus fare she would need for the next few days. $5 for a small gift for her daughter Emma, who was staying with Sarah's mother across town. Sarah was 28 years old, but she felt much older. Life had not been easy since her husband died 2 years ago. There had been medical bills, then funeral costs, then the slow, grinding reality of raising a child alone on a waitress's salary. But she kept going. She had to. Emma was counting on her. The bus was late. Sarah shifted her weight from one foot to the other, trying to stay warm. The street was quieter than usual. Most people were home already, safe and warm with their families. Sarah would join her daughter tomorrow, on Christmas Day. Tonight, she would go back to her small apartment, rest her tired body, and try not to think about all the things she could not afford to give Emma. That was when she saw him. An old man sat on the bench at the bus stop. Sarah had not noticed him at first. He was hunched over, his shoulders trembling. He wore a thin jacket that looked like it had seen better days, and his shoes had holes in them. His hands, red from the cold, were clasped together as if in prayer. Sarah's heart squeezed in her chest. She knew that look. She had worn it herself, more times than she cared to remember. It was the look of someone who had nowhere to go, someone who had run out of options. She walked over slowly. "Excuse me," she said, her voice gentle. "Are you all right?" The old man looked up. His face was weathered, lined with years of hardship. His eyes were pale blue, watery from the cold. "I'm fine, miss," he said, though his voice shook. "Just waiting for the cold to pass." Sarah knew he was not fine. She knew he had no warm place to go. The shelters would be full tonight. They were always full on Christmas Eve. She looked at him for a long moment. Then she reached into her pocket and pulled out the $10 bill. It felt heavy in her hand, heavier than paper should feel. She thought of Emma. She thought of the gift she had planned to buy. She thought of the bus fare she would need. Then she thought of this old man, sitting alone in the freezing cold on Christmas Eve. "Here," she said, pressing the bill into his hand. "Please, get something warm to eat. Get inside somewhere." The old man stared at the money. Then he looked up at her, his eyes shining. "I can't take this," he whispered. "You look like you need it yourself." Sarah smiled, though tears pricked at her eyes. "We all need help sometimes," she said. "Merry Christmas." Before he could protest, she turned and walked away. She would walk home tonight. It was 3 miles, but she had good legs. She would be fine. The old man needed that money more than she did. As she walked down Commonwealth Avenue, the snow falling heavier now, Sarah felt something strange in her chest. Not regret, not sadness. Something lighter. Something that felt almost like peace. She had done the right thing. In a world that often felt cruel and unfair, she had chosen kindness. She was halfway home when she heard the sound of an engine behind her. She glanced back and stopped in her tracks. A long black limousine was pulling up beside her, its headlights cutting through the snowy darkness. The window rolled down. A woman sat in the back seat. She was elegant, older, with silver hair and kind eyes. "Sarah Mitchell?" she asked. Sarah's mouth fell open. "Yes," she managed. "How do you know my name?" The woman smiled. "Please get in. I promise you everything is all right. Better than all right." Sarah hesitated. Every instinct told her not to get into a stranger's car. But something about the woman's face, something warm and genuine, made her trust. Slowly, she opened the door and slid into the warm leather interior. "I don't understand," Sarah said. "What's happening?" The woman's smile widened. "That man you helped tonight," she said. "The one at the bus stop. That was my father." Sarah's eyes went wide. "Your father?" The woman nodded. "He has Alzheimer's. He wandered away from the care facility this afternoon. We've been searching for him for hours. I was driving through every neighborhood, looking everywhere." Her voice broke slightly. "When you gave him that money, You also gave him your name and told him to get somewhere warm. He remembered enough to tell us who had helped him. We found him just minutes after you left, safe because of you. Sarah felt tears streaming down her face. I just wanted to help, she whispered. You did more than help, the woman said. You showed compassion to a stranger when you had almost nothing yourself. The shelter staff told us you've been struggling. They know you from when you sometimes volunteer there. Sarah could barely speak. I do what I can. The woman reached over and squeezed Sarah's hand. My name is Catherine Brennan. My family owns Brennan Industries. We want to help you the way you helped my father. We've set up a trust fund for your daughter's education. We've paid off your late husband's remaining medical bills. And we've arranged a new position for you at our company if you want it. Better pay, full benefits, a future. Sarah stared at her, unable to process the words. I can't. You can, Catherine said firmly. You deserve this. Your kindness tonight reminded me of what this season is really about. Not gifts or decorations or expensive things. It's about seeing another person's need and choosing to help, even when it costs us something. The limousine pulled up in front of Sarah's apartment building. Through her window, she could see the small, worn building where she lived. But somehow it looked different now. It looked like the beginning of something new. Merry Christmas, Sarah, Catherine said softly. Sarah stepped out into the snow, her heart so full she thought it might burst. She turned back to say thank you, but the words seemed too small for what she felt. So instead, she simply smiled, and Catherine smiled back, and that was enough. As the limousine drove away into the snowy night, Sarah stood on the sidewalk and looked up at the sky. The snow fell gentle and clean, covering everything in white. Somewhere across town, her daughter Emma was sleeping, dreaming of Christmas morning. And tomorrow, Sarah would tell her a story about kindness and miracles, and the way the world sometimes gives back when you least expect it. She had given her last $10 to a stranger, and in return, she had received something money could never buy. She had received hope.